Okay, folks, example number 3 says you are using a rotating sprinkler to water a circular portion of your rectangular yard. Okay, so when we look at this, we've got this, our yard's a rectangle, that's the green area. And I've put a sprinkler down in my yard, and it just goes around in a circle, right? Okay. Now, it says, what is the area of the yard that is not watered? So that means how much of this yard is not getting any water. Now, first thing, how far does the sprinkler spray? How far does the sprinkler spray? Rowan? 15 feet. Now, Rowan, what length does that represent for our circle?
The diameter.
Not the diameter.
No, it's the radius.
It's the radius, and the reason is because it's spraying from the center. Don't you agree, Rowan? It's not spraying from one side of the circle to the other. It's spraying from the center of the circle to the outside, right? So the radius is 15. Okay? Now, who can tell me, how can I find out the area of the yard that's not being watered? How can I figure that out? What would I do, Barrett? Okay, so Barrett says find the area of the circle, okay, and then second, then Barrett says let's find the area of the entire yard, okay, and then what do I do with that information? The entire yard minus the circle, because the circle's getting watered, so I take that out, and that leaves me with the area that's not getting watered, right? So here's what Barrett said. Barrett said, let's find the area of the yard. Let's subtract the area of the circle. And that equals the area not watered. You know what this is called? It's called a verbal model. It's saying take this number and subtract this number from it, and we're left with that number. Okay? Now let me scoot up a bit here. I'll go back down so we can see it. All right? How would I find the area of the yard? Let's do that first. Barrett? All right. Area of the yard, it's a rectangle, so I know it's base times height. And Barrett said that's going to be 40 times 100. Okay, now let's leave that there, Barry. Okay, this is a number. I'm going to put brackets around it. And I'm going to subtract from it. It says the area of the circle. Now, how do I figure out what is the area of the circle, Barry? Pi times radius squared. So now let's plug in these brackets, right, the values that we know. What do we know for pi? 3.14. And do we know the radius? 15 squared, okay? And then that's going to give us the area that's not watered, right? Okay, Barrett, perfect. Now, Emma, would you do this for me? Emma, will you tell me what's the area of the yard? What is 40 times 100? 4,000, right? Okay. Now this bit over here is going to take us a little bit longer to figure out, all right? So, Emma, what would you do first? And what is 15 times 15? 15 times 15 is 225. I want you to think back to that first problem we did. 1.5 times 1.5 was 2.25, wasn't it? 15 times 15 is 225. Good. Now, Emma, what do I do next? Okay, so then we've got 4,000 minus, what is 3.14 times 225? 706.5 is equal to the area. And then, Emma, you're going to finish up this bit for us. What's 4,000 minus 706.5? Is it 94.5? I think it's 93.5. And that's the area. But let me ask you something, Emma. What are the units? Feet squared, because I was looking for area. So I know my answer is going to be square units. Nice job.